I was wearing a designer evening dress when I saw her again, red bottom heels, carrying shopping bags that cost more than she made in a month. She looked at me, really looked at me, and I could see the exact moment she realized I'd been sitting on $500 million in thrift store jeans the entire time. But let me back up, because 3 months ago, I was the one everyone thought was broke. My name is Maya, I'm 23, and I worked as a cashier at a big box retail store, the kind where you scan items for 8 hours, smile at customers who don't see you, and clock out smelling like recycled air conditioning. I drove a 15-year-old sedan, wore clothes from thrift stores, packed lunch in reusable containers. To everyone around me, I was just another paycheck to paycheck 20-something trying to figure life out. What they didn't know, 6 months earlier, I won $547 million in the state lottery. After taxes, I took home about $219 million. I told no one, not my coworkers, not my distant family, no one. I wanted time to think, to figure out who I was before money decided for me. So I kept working, kept living small, kept my head down, and I started donating anonymously to local causes. One of them was the Riverside Community Foundation, 15 million over 6 months. I never asked questions. I just knew they funded literacy programs, food banks, youth centers. Good work. I didn't know the foundation was run by the Caldwell family. I'd seen the name on plaques, heard people talk about them like they were local royalty, but I didn't care. I just wanted to help. And then there was Vanessa. Vanessa worked the register next to mine. She was the kind of person who made sure you knew she had money. Luxury designer earrings, high-end fashion belt, a different designer bag every week. Her perfume cost more than my rent, or at least what my rent would have been if I'd actually needed to budget. Her boyfriend Derek would pick her up in a premium sports sedan. He'd lean against the hood, arms crossed, aviators on, looking like he was auditioning for a cologne ad. Vanessa loved it. She loved being seen. And she loved reminding me that I wasn't.
Maya, girl, you really need to update your wardrobe. I mean, thrift stores are cute and all, but you work here. You could at least try.
I'd just smile, nod, let it roll off. Because what was I going to say? That I could buy her entire closet and not even notice the charge? But there was someone at work who didn't care about any of that. His name was Ethan. Ethan worked in the stockroom. He was studying pre-med, grinding through night shifts to pay tuition. He had this quiet, nerdy energy, always talking about his Dungeons and Dragons campaign or some obscure medical case he'd read about. He wore the same 3 shirts on rotation and drank gas station coffee like it was lifeblood. I thought he was adorable. I'd find excuses to talk to him, ask about his classes, laugh at his terrible jokes, and I could tell he liked me too. He'd get this shy smile whenever I walked into the stockroom. Vanessa noticed. At first it was small. She'd interrupt our conversations, make little comments.
Ethan, you're way too smart to be wasting time back here. You should be hanging out with people who are actually going somewhere.
Then it escalated. She started flirting with him, aggressively, touching his arm, leaning in too close, complimenting him in front of me just to make it obvious. Ethan looked uncomfortable. He'd politely extract himself. But Vanessa didn't stop. She wanted him, not because she liked him, but because I did. And when he didn't respond the way she wanted, she got mean.
You know Maya's basically obsessed with you, right? It's kinda sad. She follows you around like a puppy.
I heard her say it. I was standing just around the corner holding a box of inventory, frozen.
I don't think that's fair, Vanessa. Maya's really nice.
Nice? She's desperate. Trust me, I know her type.
I didn't confront her. I should have, but I didn't want to make things worse, so I stayed quiet, kept my distance, hoped it would blow over. It didn't. One night I stayed late to finish a shift. The parking lot was nearly empty. I was walking to my car when I heard footsteps behind me. I turned around. It was Derek, Vanessa's boyfriend.
You need to back off.
What?
You heard me. Stop throwing yourself at that stockroom kid. Vanessa told me everything. You're making her uncomfortable.
I wasn't throwing myself at anyone. I was just being friendly.
Yeah? Well, it looks pathetic, and if I hear you're bothering him again, we're gonna have a problem.
He stepped closer, close enough that I could smell cologne and something sharper, anger maybe. I felt my heart hammering, and then I heard another voice.
Hey, what's going on?
Ethan was jogging across the parking lot, his backpack bouncing. He looked between Derek and me, confused but alert.
This doesn't concern you.
If you're threatening Maya, it does.
Derek shoved him, hard. Ethan stumbled backward, his shoulders slamming into the side of a parked car. I heard the impact, a sickening thud, and then Ethan was on the ground, clutching his arm. I screamed, pulled out my phone. Derek froze, staring at me.
You call the cops, and you'll regret it.
Then he left, just walked away like nothing happened. I helped Ethan up. His arm was hanging at a wrong angle, broken. I drove him to the emergency room, paid the bill in cash through a hospital financial assistance program I set up on the spot. Anonymous, untraceable. He didn't ask questions. He was in too much pain. I thought that was the end of it. I was wrong. 2 days later, a video started circulating online. Vanessa had posted it. It showed the parking lot, but it was edited, cut to make it look like Ethan had confronted Derek, like I had instigated it, like we were the aggressors. The caption read, "When stalkers get violent, my boyfriend had to defend himself. Stay safe out there." It went viral. 8,000 shares in 24 hours. Comments poured in. "This is so scary. I hope they press charges. That girl looks unhinged." My store manager called me in.
Maya, I'm going to have to suspend you pending an investigation. We've received complaints, and with this video circulating, we can't risk the liability.
I tried to explain. He didn't want to hear it.
I'm sorry, Maya, it's out of my hands.
I walked out of that office numb. Vanessa was at her register, scrolling through her phone. She looked up at me, smiled. That smile told me everything. She'd won, or so she thought. The next day, Derek's parents held a press conference. I watched it from my apartment, laptop open, coffee going cold in my hand.
Our family has been targeted by a coordinated smear campaign. Our son is a victim here. And our foundation, the Riverside Community Foundation, has even lost a major anonymous donor in the wake of these false accusations. This is an attack on everything we've built.
I froze. Riverside Community Foundation. That was where I'd been donating $15 million to them. I'd been funding Derek's family this whole time, the same family that was now publicly calling me a liar. I picked up my phone, called my financial advisor, pulled my donation to the Riverside Community Foundation, all of it, immediately. It wasn't strategy yet, it was anger, pure, justified anger. I wasn't going to fund the people trying to destroy me. But I didn't stop there. I hired a crisis PR firm, forensic video analysts, private investigators, corporate lawyers. I didn't care what it cost. Within 48 hours, my team had findings. The video Vanessa posted, edited. Metadata proved it. They'd cut out the part where Derek shoved Ethan first. They'd manipulated the timeline. We also subpoenaed the store's parking lot surveillance footage, the full, unedited version. It showed everything. Derek threatening me, Ethan intervening, the assault. My lawyer laid it out for me. This was enough to clear my name, enough to prove Vanessa lied. But going after Derek's family, that was different. That required more than just truth. That required leverage we didn't have yet. I told my investigators to keep digging into Derek's finances. Something about that premium sedan and all those designer gifts didn't add up, but they needed time. I didn't have time, so I made a choice. I hired influencers, investigative content creators, people with platforms. I had them release the forensic breakdown of Vanessa's video, the parking lot footage, Ethan's victim statement. The content went viral. 120,000 views in 48 hours. Vanessa saw it, and she panicked. She posted a response video. Defensive, angry, she doubled down, said the forensic analysis was fake, that I'd paid people to lie, that her original video was 100% real and unedited. Then she did something even more reckless. She filed a defamation lawsuit against the influencers, against me. She submitted her edited video as evidence, signed sworn statements claiming it was authentic. She locked herself in, under oath, on the record. And when my lawyers entered the discovery phase, that's when everything changed. The metadata on her video, undeniable proof of tampering, the parking lot footage, full chain of custody, court admissible, her sworn statements claiming the video was authentic, now perjury. But my investigators? They kept digging, and they found it. Derek had been funding his luxury lifestyle by embezzling from his parents' foundation, hundreds of thousands of dollars, funneled into personal accounts, designer gifts for Vanessa, the premium sedan, all of it stolen. And here's the beautiful part. When I pulled my $15 million donation, the foundation couldn't cover its obligations anymore. That triggered mandatory audits, which exposed everything Derek had been hiding. I didn't just clear my name, I dismantled them. Derek was arrested. Assault and embezzlement. His parents' foundation was shuttered. Their reputation, the thing they'd built their entire identity on, destroyed, publicly, permanently. Vanessa, she lost her defamation case, faced perjury charges, was fired from the store. Her social media accounts, the ones she'd used to build her image, were deleted after waves of harassment from people who'd believed her lies. She had to sell her designer bags to pay legal fees. And me? I kept visiting Ethan during his recovery. I paid his medical bills, anonymously at first, but eventually I told him the truth, about the lottery, about everything. He didn't care about the money. He cared that I'd helped him, that I'd stood up for him, that I saw him. We started dating. He got accepted into medical school. I told him to pick whatever he needed, books, equipment, anything. I wasn't hiding anymore. And that's when I saw her, Vanessa, at the mall. Ethan and I had been shopping. We had a wedding to attend. I told him to pick any suit he wanted. We hit luxury boutiques, high-end fashion stores, premium jewelry. I wasn't looking at price tags. I was wearing a designer evening dress, red bottom heels, carrying bags that could have paid her rent for 6 months. She was walking out of a discount store, empty-handed. She looked small, tired. The luxury earrings were gone, the designer accessories, all of it. Our eyes met. She looked at the bags in my hands, at Ethan's arm around my waist, at the luxury sedan parked in the premium section of the lot, and I saw it, the exact moment she understood. I'd been sitting on $500 million the entire time, in thrift store jeans, in a 15-year-old car, right next to her. I smiled, just a little, and kept walking. She'd spent 2 years flaunting wealth that was stolen, built on lies, and I'd been quiet, patient, invisible. Until I wasn't. The look on her face, worth every single penny. So here's my question for you. Have you ever been underestimated? Have you ever had someone treat you like you were less than, only to prove them catastrophically wrong? I'd love to hear your story. Drop a comment. Tell me where you're listening from and what time it is there. And if this story hit you the way it hit me, share it. Because sometimes the best revenge is just existing loudly. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next one.